Welcome guys to another episode of Project 324K. We finally got into the stage where the motor's been finished and we've actually started up, and we finally brought it to Ross from RBTS to tune the car for us.
Okay, thanks.
Yeah, thanks for that.
Thanks for the opportunity.
We've obviously finished tuning the car now and stuff, and yeah, tell us a bit, what goes into the process of tuning, like especially like a newly built car.
Look, there's usually, unfortunately, a lot of teething problems that you'll only really highlight once you start tuning it and really putting it under its testing.
Yeah.
You know? So with Jonathan, he always sets it up as a basic setup, so temperatures and TPSs and all of those sensors are there, and he started it and make sure it's not misfiring and stuff. So like with your fuel tech system, to set up on the K24, you've got VTech and variable valve timing. So that variable valve timing on the fuel tech is quite, especially for my style, I want it to be smooth in and smooth out. You have to set up quite a while to get that to work. So once that was all set up, then I said, okay, cool, let's start tuning. And by then already, I'll kind of go into a table and be focused on something, and then need a bit of a break on that and go into another table and make my strive 2 lambdas, which are always pretty much a strive 2 value that you can, so, set that up and get back to it. But then I'll start from 1,100 RPM. I always say tuning a car is like building a house. You start in the foundation, at the floor. And also at the floor, you can't fall off anything.
Yeah, that's good.
So you don't want to just start tuning on the roof and then you fall off and break a leg. So you spend time on the floor and then you get to know the car's personality, and that usually takes quite a long time. And by then it's gone through a couple of heat cycles. You can make sure the fan's kicking in and kicking out. There's no oil pressure fluctuations, and then you just start building. So as you start getting more higher up in the RPM, then that starts going faster and faster. With the fuel tech as well, it's quite nice because it's got the nano air fuel ratio. So there you can run and watch your trims and fix. Run and watch your trims. So you're constantly in the right place with the ECU fixing it, but you don't want the ECU to fix anything. You want it to be pretty much right.
Yeah.
It's one of my habits. I'll rather always try and have the car lean itself out to where I want it than have to richen itself up.
Exactly.
So rather have it a little bit richer and go, hey, come back, and that just gives you a little bit more wiggle room. I'm not a tuner that chases horsepower to the nth degree.
No, you rather want safety and reliability.
I want safety, and then I always equate it to the mountain. So when you're on the top of the mountain, you're on the top, you can't get higher.
Yeah.
The mountain is your engine.
Yeah.
And with turbocharged cars, you can make your mountain higher, but that's your mountain.
Yeah, exactly.
And tuning is just the timing and the fueling to balance that out. If you put too much petrol in on a petrol engine, the power falls. If you put too little, the power falls as well, but it's dangerous.
Yeah, bad way.
Yeah. So always start on the richer side, and then even with timing. So you'll find a really low compression car in low RPM where you'll add that timing and the power actually falls, but it doesn't detonate through the knock detection. Then I know, okay, this is usually quite a low compression car. It's got cams in. So I'm getting to know its personality by doing that. And then you can build your timing tables accordingly. But same with the timing. And once you're there, you're there. So a lot of the time you can actually make a little bit more horsepower, but for that little bit more horsepower and the unreliability that goes with
it. It's not worth it, no.
I want the engine to last.
Also, too many people chase power these days where the car's not even drivable. Then it's like, what's the point anyway?
Exactly. Yeah, I'd rather have it safer. I understand with drags, you don't care about reliability. You're chasing a goal and you want to win. But I do a lot more track cars.
Yes, so reliability and longevity. You want it to last all season. Or
shit gets real by lap 8, never mind. So in the beginning, you can let it go, but by lap 8, your fuel temps are up, your charge temps are up.
Everything's on the strain.
Oil temperatures on some of the cars, also you're not tuning cars that are all developed by racing teams.
Yeah, it's one guy that's
one guy in his garage as a hobby. And I take my hats off to that. Some really amazing cars coming from garages at home, better than workshops, sad to say.
But I think it's because the guy's working on it all the time. I find often with some workshops it's too big. You know, the main guy's not actually working on the cars. He's letting other guys work on the cars. You'll maybe oversee at the end, but he's not involved in the whole process.
And then ding, 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 lunchtime.
Yeah, he gets the money.
Yeah. No, then the guy goes on lunch, comes back, and now he doesn't remember where he was. But, you know, you get some really good jobs from home, but then that car's cooling system might not be up to scratch. And the guys are seeing like 130, 140 degrees of oil temperature by lap 8. And then you as a tuner have to fix that. And then sometimes they don't have the hoity-toity ECUs that we like working with.
Be safe and
so you have to pretty much preempt that and have your basic ECUs with timing and fueling with no protection to be lasting at lap 8.
Yeah.
So, but I mean, you know, there's always a way around it. It's just sometimes a bit soul destroying if he goes to another Dyno and they say, "Kiki, doom doom," and there's your power, and they say, you know, you can't tune. But then a few months, maybe a year, then they're back because the engines keep breaking.
No, exactly.
So yeah, I think safety at the end of the day is paramount.
Or also maybe 5, 10 or even 5 years ago when engines were a lot cheaper, you know, if an engine broke you could find. Now, even the engines that used to be 10 grand or 5 grand are now 40, 50 grand or more. And the parts even more because the rand dollar and imports. So now, any car you build is expensive these days. So so you have to be more careful.
Yeah, don't skimp, rather buy an expensive ECU.
But anyway, just quickly getting back to the car. So, I mean, are you quite happy with how the turnout of the car and stuff, for what we've got in there and on pump fuel? I mean, our fuel's not great, so that's always a limitation,
Yeah. I could have easily have gone about 0.1, 0.2 bar more, but because I know you are going to take it to the track and all the rest, I just only ran it up to about 0.7, 0.75 bar. Also with the Fuel Tech, it does boost control, but they do it in a very fancy way, but then you need pressure sensors on your wastegate itself. Then they can do a closed loop boost control. So the Americans use compressed gas, CO2 boost control.
CO2, a lot of the big drag cars use it.
It is actually so well controlled, but you look at like a little paintball gas bottle and 2 solenoids, bleed in, bleed out. And you type in what pressure you want on the ECU, and the Fuel Tech actually works really well like it. Haltech and all of them have also got it. And it'll pressurize that wastegate close with 3 bar pressure until it spools, and then it'll drop the pressure in the hat to add to your spring pressure, equating to constant boost. So they've set up their stuff like that a lot in their software. But now you would have to have a pressure sensor in the top hat. So it's another map sensor. So yours doesn't have that, and then they don't give you the functionality of that. So a lot of the other manufacturers will give you that functionality according to manifold pressure, but then the Fuel Tech doesn't. So then you have to give it, I call it a dumb setup, but it's not really dumb. It's just, it's a fixed duty cycle, and then that controls the boost, and it works really well. So that's how we control the boost to go a little bit more, and you can do it by speed, etc., etc., etc. So yeah, it works nice. 0.7 bar, nice horsepower. I think you'll enjoy it.
Can't wait for the first drive. It's been a while.
Long road.
Awesome, but nice. It's finally here. Awesome. Well, thanks so much for all your help. Really appreciate it.
Thank you.
Once we have done the Dyno tuning, I was really quite happy. I mean, the power is quite low at the moment still, but we're obviously still going to be pushing a lot more at a later stage. So we proceeded to load the car on the trailer, and I took the car home. Shortly after, I got in touch with the guys from A-Line Wheels, who I've known for quite a while. They've supplied me 2 sets of wheels for my Honda Civic Type R as well, a set of chase wheels, which I use for the road, and then a set of legacy wheels, which I use for the track. So they supplied me with a set of the new Vortex wheels in 18 by 8.5J with a 35 offset, which is pretty much perfect for the E36 platform. So although I did like the style 32s that were on the car originally, they were 17-inch and they wouldn't clear the new brakes that we had planned. So after picking up the new wheels from A-Line, I had them fitted with some Bridgestone Potenza Sports, and then I headed off to my local tyre shop. Here they fitted and balanced the new wheels for me, as well as doing wheel alignment, and I was really happy with how the car was sitting.
Next, it was time to head off to Vary Brakes, who are known for making some really killer brake setups for street cars as well as race cars. We fitted a set of the Vary 6R 6-pot brakes onto the car as well as their 2-piece floating discs. They had to do a little bit of fabrication work to make the disc and calipers fit, as these were originally fitted to an E36 M3. For brake pads we went with EBC Blue, which is really great for a mix of street and track driving. After fitting the brakes, Massimo from Vary Racing proceeded to bleed the whole system, and then after that he just took it for a good test drive just to make sure everything works, and the end result is really cool. It looks really good, fits the new wheels nicely, and it works properly. Next, it's time for a test drive. See you guys soon.